Most people never achieve their goals for one simple reason. They don't actually know what they want. And that sounds harsh, but it's true. A lot of people say things like, I want to be rich, I want to be successful, I want a better life. But those aren't goals, they're wishes. Because what does successful actually mean to you? More money? More free time? A business? A family? If you don't define it clearly, you'll spend years chasing something you can't even describe. And that's why so many people feel stuck. They're working hard every day, but with no clear direction. They stay busy, but they don't make progress. Think about it like this. You opened a GPS and typed somewhere better. It wouldn't know where to take you. You need a destination before you can build a route. Life works the same way. The people who achieve their goals usually get extremely specific. They know exactly what they want and why they want it. Instead of saying, I want to get fit, they say, I want to lose 20 pounds in 6 months by going to the gym 4 times a week. Instead of saying, I want to grow online, they say, I'm posting one video every single day for the next year. That clarity changes everything. Because once the goal becomes clear, your decisions become easier. Your focus gets sharper, and your actions finally start moving in the right direction. Without clarity, distractions take over. You start comparing yourself to everyone else, you chase trends, you switch goals every few months, and eventually you lose motivation because deep down, you're not even sure what you're building towards. So if you feel lost right now, don't immediately assume you're lazy or unmotivated. Ask yourself this instead. Do I actually know what I want? Because clarity is powerful. The moment you clearly decide where you want to go, your life starts moving differently. Another big thing that could be holding you back from achieving your goals is the fear of failure. Not lack of talent, not lack of opportunity, just fear. A lot of people have dreams they never even attempt because they're scared of what might happen if they fail. They want to start a business, but they're afraid it won't work. They want to post content, but they're afraid they'll be judged. They want to change their life, but they're afraid of making the wrong move. So instead of risking failure, they stay where it feels safe. But here's the problem. Avoiding failure usually means avoiding growth. Nobody becomes successful without failing first. Every successful person you admire has embarrassed themselves, made mistakes, lost money, been rejected, or felt completely lost at some point. Failure isn't proof you're incapable, it's part of the process. Think about learning how to walk. Imagine if babies quit after falling down a few times. None of us would ever learn. But somewhere along the way, people start treating failure like it's the end of the story instead of part of it. And the truth is, most people aren't even afraid of failing. They're afraid of failing publicly. They're afraid of looking stupid, or they're afraid of what people will see. So they wait and wait and wait, all for the perfect moment, which is really never going to come. The people who achieve their goals aren't fearless. They just stop letting fear make their decisions. They understand that failure teaches you more than staying comfortable ever will. Every mistake gives you feedback. Every setback builds a new experience. Every failed attempt gets you one step closer to figuring it out. Another thing that could be holding you back is inconsistent effort. A lot of people rely on motivation instead of discipline. They work hard for a few days, maybe even a few weeks, and then they stop. The excitement fades, progress feels slow, and they lose momentum. But success usually doesn't come from one huge effort. It comes from small actions repeated over and over again. Going to the gym once won't change your body. Posting one video isn't going to grow your audience, and saving money for 1 week won't build you wealth. The people who achieve their goals keep showing up every day, even when they don't feel motivated. That's the difference. Because motivation is temporary. Some days you're going to feel inspired, and other days you're not going to want to do anything at all. Discipline is what carries you through all that. Most people quit too early because they expect instant results. But real progress is usually invisible at first. You won't always see the improvement immediately. But that doesn't mean nothing is happening. Consistency compounds. A little progress every day may not feel like much in the moment, but over months and years, it changes everything. Anyone can work hard when they feel motivated. The real challenge is staying consistent when they don't. Another thing stopping people from achieving their goals is perfectionism. A lot of people wait and wait for the perfect moment instead of just starting. They tell themselves, I need a better plan. I need more knowledge. I'll start when I feel ready. But weeks turn into months, and months turn into years, and eventually nothing happens. Perfectionism sounds productive, but most of the time, it's just fear in disguise. Because if everything has to be perfect before you begin, you'll never take action. The truth is, nobody starts off amazing at anything. Every successful creator, athlete, or business owner was once a beginner making the same mistakes you will. Your first videos will probably be a little awkward. Your first ideas probably won't be very good, and you may fail a few times, but that's normal. Progress comes from improving as you go, not from waiting until you're perfect. People who achieve their goals understand that action creates clarity. You learn more by doing something badly than by endlessly planning for it. Done is way better than perfect. If you keep waiting for the perfect time, you might end up waiting forever. So just start. Even if it's messy or you're scared, just start. Another reason people never achieve their goals is distractions. And today, distractions are everywhere. Most people say they want success, but their attention is constantly being pulled in different directions. Scrolling for hours, checking notifications every few minutes, watching everyone else's life instead of building their own. And the scary part is distractions don't feel dangerous in the moment. A few minutes on your phone doesn't seem like a big deal, but those minutes add up. Hours turn into days, days turn into years, and suddenly people realize they spent more time consuming than creating. The problem isn't always lack of talent. Sometimes it's just lack of focus. Because goals require deep work, patience, and consistency. And distractions destroy all those things. The people who achieve big things usually protect their attention carefully. They understand that where your focus goes, your life follows. Every time you choose distractions over your goals, you delay the life you say you want. If you want a different future, you can't give all your energy to things that don't move your life forward. One of the biggest things that you need to avoid if you want to be successful is negative self-belief. A lot of people lose the battle in their mind before it even starts. They tell themselves that they're not smart enough, they're not talented, or people like them can't possibly succeed. And after repeating those thoughts long enough, they start believing them. The problem is, your mind listens to what you repeatedly tell it. If you constantly speak to yourself with doubt, fear, and negativity, eventually you stop taking action altogether. You avoid opportunities, stop trying, and quit early because deep down, you've already convinced yourself that it's not possible. Confidence usually doesn't come before action, it comes after. Most successful people don't start with unlimited confidence. They build confidence by proving to themselves time and time again that they can improve. Your thoughts shape your decisions, and decisions shape your future. If you believe failure is guaranteed, you'll act differently than someone who believes growth is possible. Sometimes the biggest thing standing between you and your goals is the story you keep telling yourself. Something that you need to get used to doing is getting out of your comfort zone. If you want a better life, you're gonna have to also want the discomfort that comes with growth. You might have a problem where you want success, but you avoid risk. You might want confidence, but you avoid uncomfortable situations. And you might want change, but you may be repeating the same habits every day. The problem is, nothing really changes inside your comfort zone. Growth requires discomfort. Learning new skills is going to feel awkward. Taking risks is going to be scary. And starting something new is going to make you feel uncertain. But that discomfort is usually a sign that you're growing. Every successful person had moments where they felt underprepared, nervous, or afraid. The difference is that they kept moving forward anyway. Most people stay stuck in the comfort zone because it feels safe in the moment. But over time, comfort becomes a trap and prevents you from achieving your goals. While you avoid discomfort, somebody else is taking the risk, learning the skill, and building the life you want. Probably the biggest problem I see with people trying to create change is that they have a poor environment. Your surroundings influence you more than you think. If you're surrounded by people who don't have goals, don't take action, and don't believe in growth, it becomes harder to stay focused on your own. You might start with motivation, but over time, your environment pulls you back to the same habits. The people you spend time with shape what feels normal. If everyone around you is distracted, you'll be distracted. And if nobody's improving, you won't improve. And it's not always about bad people, it's about direction. Some environments don't support growth, even if they're comfortable. On the other hand, being around focused, driven people can completely change your mindset. It raises your standards without you even realizing it. You naturally adapt to what you see every day. If you want to change your life, sometimes you don't just need new goals. You need a new environment that matches what you're trying to do. The last thing that you could be doing that's preventing you from achieving your dream life is quitting before you're at the finish line. At the beginning, everyone's motivated. Everything feels exciting and progress feels fast. But then reality kicks in. It gets harder, progress slows down, plateaus appear, and results aren't as immediate as you thought they would be. And this is where most people stop. Not because it's impossible, but because it's uncomfortable. What they don't realize is that almost every goal has a boring middle, the stage that you're putting in effort but not seeing big results. That's the part where success is actually being built. A lot of people assume they're failing, when really they're just too early in the process. They stop right before things start to improve. Every success story you see is built on persistence through the middle stage, the part nobody talks about. So the question isn't just whether you can start, it's whether you can keep going long enough to see it work. Achieving your goals usually isn't about one big breakthrough. It's about removing what's holding you back. The lack of clarity, fear, distractions, inconsistency, and giving up too early all stack up over time. But the good news is, these aren't permanent limits. They're habits and patterns you can change. If you fix even a few of them, your direction in life can shift fast. Not because life suddenly gets easier, but because you finally start moving differently. At the end of the day, success is less about doing everything perfectly and more about doing the right things consistently long enough for them to work.